Hello everyone, welcome to another video on VCP 6.7 and version 7 certification. And this is part 2 of the storage. You need to first watch the first video, the previous video, and this is part 2 of the video. In the first video we actually created a ISCSi target server, and then we added 2 disks to that target server, and then one of the disks we shared it with 2 ESXi hosts, and both ESXi hosts now have access to that disk. Now on that disk we are going to create a VM and store that VM on the shared disk. At the same time, I will show you also how to connect actually this is not necessary because it's the same thing. I wanted to show you that the third server should be connected to the disk, but we will do that later. For now, I'm going to create a VM and add to this disk, and also I will try and install a open filer server and show it to you probably in this video or in the next video. In this video I'm going to show you how to create a VM and store it in this disk. So all you need to do is go back to hosts and cluster. Within host and cluster we are going to go to one of the ESXi host where I need to create a VM. So I'm going to create a new VM on this. So create a new VM, and this VM will be on the shared disk. So I'm going to create a new VM. This will be a new VM, and once I create this VM, I'm going to name this VM as server on shared disk 1. So this is a server that will be on the shared disk. It will be part of this data center. So here you have all these different selection. Where do you want to which data center do you want to keep the server on? So it will be part of the Toronto data center, and within Toronto data center now it is saying which ESXi host do you want to save this. So ESXi host 1 or 2. So I'm gonna host that on ESXi 2. uh, so this will be on ESXi 2, because on ESXi 1 I have servers. Since it is part of this data center, we can select any of the ESXi hosts. It is validating if ESXi host is good for hosting this VM. So this validation is very important. If maybe in any due to any reason if the validation fails, then you need to fix that, and it gives that message as well. Probably maybe sometime the CPU is not enough, memory is not enough, so it will give the validation will fail. In this case it is succeeded. I'm gonna go to next, and now it's the time for the storage. Where do you want to store it? So this is the that server's local storage, and this is the shared storage. So I'm going to store that on the shared storage, because later on we are going to enable advanced features on that VM. So this will be stored on the shared storage. And here the ESXi version, which is version 7, the guest OS. We are not going to install anything on this at the moment, but later on we will be. So at the moment I'm just going to select Windows server. Later on maybe we will install operating system on this, or in order to see vMotion, in order to see other servers. Probably there is no need for installing operating system. The reason is I don't want to install operating system on this, because it will make this complete testing very slow. But in order to test out vMotion, we will just start the VM and see that if it is on. So here it's finish, and it is finished. It is now, it will create that VM. We can see that in the recent task. uh, and shortly should be able to share that on the recent task here. Yes, right here. So it's now creating that VM on the shared disk. So in the meantime, while it is creating that VM on the shared disk, what we can do, it is in the shared disk, meaning that this VM is accessible to both of them. We can move all these VMs to this shared disk as well. So for example, we can right click on this one of the VMs. So I'm just gonna right click on this one of the VMs while this comes back, because I think the VM is created. We need to move more all these dummy VMs that we created to the shared storage. So in that, I'm just gonna right click on this VM. Okay, first of all I need to select. Or the other way around is I can select the host and I can actually select the VMs. So I can select the VMs from here, which show me all of the VMs, and I can select the VMs that I need to move into the shared storage. For now they are sitting in the local storage. There is something wrong with this VM, but so I'm gonna select the other VMs, which is, so I'm not gonna select this VCSA. This is 442 in size. Basically I'm gonna remove this because I'm not gonna use it, but okay, I'll leave it for now. So these two VMs, there are dummy VMs, there are no OS, there are, one is 9 GB, the other one is 7 GB. They can be moved into the storage. So I can select them both, and here is the migrate option, and within the migrate option I need to select perform this action on 2. So this is, I'm moving these VMs from local storage to the shared storage. So here I just want to change it to the storage, change the storage. I'm not changing the compute. So compute means that if you want to change it, move it from ESXi 1 to ESXi 2. So for the compute I'm not moving it, I'm not, it will, the VMs will remain on ESXi 1, but for the storage I need to move them on shared storage. So change storage only. The third option was that you want to change both the ESXi host and you want to change the ESXi host and storage. So in this case we are going to move both of them to shared storage, which is this disk, and the validation is succeeded, and next, and finish. So this is called cold migration. This, the way we are migrating both of the VMs to that shared storage. This is known as cold migration. If the VM is running and we move it, that is called hot migration. Hot migration is when the VM is running and we move it to another place or another storage. That is known as hot migration. So this is cold. This is called cold migration. Now that we have three VMs, so all the VMs, if we look at this here in the recent task, it shows us that the VMs are moved. So here, right here within the recent task, it is successful, it is completed, both are completed. If it would have been failed, then it gives us fail message. So here you can see in the recent task is very, very important. Now I also wanted to move this VCSA. VCSA is part of ESXi. We're going to leave that here for now. So the main purpose of that storage, having shared storage, is that we can have VM sitting in the in this main purpose of this is the VM sitting in the shared storage. Now, if just to confirm that if I ask you anytime that where is your VM sitting, which storage is it sitting, you can just go to the storage, you can just go to the VM, and within the VM right here, within the summary of the VM, in here you can go to down to the storage. So here this is the storage, so it's saying the storage of this VM is shared storage. If I look at this VCSA, so this won't show us that it will be a storage of shared storage. It's a local storage. It is sitting with the ISO disk, which is the local storage of ESXi host. Okay, so in this video what we did, we created a VM in the shared storage. We also we also moved two of the existing VMs to the shared storage. So in the next video we are going to see how to configure OpenFiler as a ISCSi storage. Thank you for watching this video.